name is Allison Fitzgerald, and I'm a school librarian. And I want to share a story with you today that I call Salmon Fishing in Alaska While Pregnant. I'm going to share with you the story about how I caught a fish this big when I was this pregnant. It was July in 2002, and I was 5 months pregnant with my first daughter. My husband and I have a friend who lived up in Fairbanks, Alaska, and we thought we would go visit him. It would be a nice change of pace in the summer, go somewhere a little bit cooler. So we go to Alaska, and Fairbanks is in the middle of nowhere, Alaska. There is not much to do there. So my friend thought it would be nice if he planned a fishing expedition for us. Now, a fishing expedition sounds like a lovely idea, even when I'm this big and 5 months pregnant. Well, it was an Alaskan king salmon adventure. And I thought, okay, I might not drink as much water as I usually do because we're probably going to be really out in the middle of nowhere with really not any nice bathrooms around. And then my friend said, it's going to take us 2.5 hours by car to get to the river. Okay, I think I can handle that. So we finally pull up to the river. We get out of the car, and I have envisioned in my mind that we're going to be on this pontoon boat with an upstairs deck and a downstairs deck, and there'll be a bathroom, and there'll be lots of places to sit for me to put my feet up and just kind of rest if I don't feel like fishing. Well, we pull up to the river, and it is a 14-foot tin can. There are 4 chairs on it, and there's stools. There's also a dog. Cute little dog. But every time I would get up and leave my chair, that dog would go sit in my chair, and I'd have to scoot him off of it so that I could sit back down. So we're floating down the river on this little bitty boat, and the guide says, now when you get your fish, you're going to have to reel it in. It's going to be a really heavy fish. And I thought, that's not a big deal. So our rods and reels are attached to the boat. And when we get maybe 10 minutes down the river, and all of a sudden, poof, I caught a fish. And my rod just bends over, and I pull it up, and I'm starting to reel it in. And the guide comes over, and he says, now, ma'am, you're going to have to jam that rod into your belly so that you can support it and reel that fish in. And I look at this man with my big belly, because I was a big pregnant person. Not a cute little pregnant person. I was a big pregnant person. And I tried putting that rod over here on my hip and trying to reel it in, and it was not working because that fish was this big. And I'm trying, it's just not working. And finally the guide comes over and he helps me, puts his hands up here, and he kind of shoves it into my belly a little bit, and I'm thinking, I got a baby in there, watch out. And so we reel it in, and we reel it in. Bam! That fish falls on the floor of the boat, and I kid you not, it was this big. It was a 45-pound Alaskan king salmon. I caught the biggest fish of the day. Oh yeah. So we finally get back to the shore, and the guide guts our fish and cleans it all up and cuts it up into little pieces for us. And we took it back to the cabin that night, and we grilled it up, and that was the best salmon I have ever had. Thank you for listening to my story about how I caught an Alaskan king salmon that was this big when I was this big.